everybody. Today we're going to talk about Shiny apps, IC apps, that sort of thing. If you don't know already, this message at the top of shinyapps.io page that they are, at the end of this year, they're moving away from this platform. And so all data needs to be migrated to some other place and hosted somewhere else. And they have this suggestion for this Cloud Connect and some documentation. We had already been working on moving all of these apps from shinyapps.io to Posit Connect. So I went through and I added you can't see all of them, but there was something like 93 or 94 different apps on here. So I went through and downloaded all of these and moved these over to Posit Connect, which is their solution for how to host this data. We've also have some side benefits that Posit Connect allows us to use a lot more resources. So we can use bigger objects. We don't have to worry about. Remember before there were some issues with like once our spatial objects started to get too big, or our objects started to get too big, then they would either not load at all without running out of memory, or they would load and then you would start clicking through tabs and then it would get this little like reload message in the quarter and things like that. So we've so far I haven't run into that issue with the new solution. So I'm going to say that in general it seems to be more performant in that way. And so Leo and I went ahead and moved all these apps. I believe yesterday Leo and I went ahead and made a decision to actually revoke access to shinyapps.io for everybody except for a couple people. So you probably don't have access to shinyapps.
Just you and me.
And one thing that we'll have to do is in order for you to make your own apps, we're going to have to get you set up with an account on this interactive.libd.org. So when you log in to, and Bill and Gio said they could help us out with adding your users to this. So that's just a simple request sort of thing that we can do. As you can see, like here's a list of the apps. There's 98 of them in here. There's an associated GitHub page with all the apps. You can see some of them like the first couple I started, I just put the name of the apps in, or Leo would just put the name of the apps in. I just didn't want a list of like 98 things like on the homepage. So I started organizing them by sort of brain region and then putting the projects under the brain region. And then just like a miscellaneous for stuff that I wasn't quite sure about what it was for exactly. But we do have information there. All these, like I said, all the apps are backed up. The way that these apps work is post QC. So Manish and I just did this last week or 2 weeks ago. So what you need to it's pretty similar to deploying an app on shinyapps.io. The only difference is you need this app file and you need this and you need the manifest file. This other script is just to write this manifest file. And basically everything from here 48 down is the same as it was before. So and the libraries they're loading are the same as before. The only thing that changed was where it's looking for data files. So real quickly, all it's doing is it's looking. Okay. So in this case, we actually loaded several data files, but they're all hosted on interactive libd.org. And so again, we need for people, we'll work on getting everybody accounts, but it's just a Unix file structure, right, for where the apps are. So so Posit Connect is going to look in this location for the file. If it's there, it'll take the file. If not, it'll take the local version of the file. That way, we don't need two different scripts for whether it's local or it's going to load from remote. And then it goes, like I said, and then it goes on and it creates the app just the way it would have before, just with this. So at the end, so the majority of apps, like I said, have been moved over already. If you can see, and I have code here. The green ones, they're already that I've transferred them and they're working on Posit Connect. The yellow ones are just the ones that I didn't have to transfer because I deployed them. We knew this was coming up, so I had already deployed them on
Only a Posit Connect.
On Posit Connect already. So there were some projects for like LFF, ERC, for example, but since we just published that paper, 2 months, like in December, and we knew ahead of time that this was coming, I just went ahead and deployed it on Posit Connect already. And then the blue ones are archived ones, and then orange ones are ones that there was some sort of error loading them. So Leonardo and I were talking, and he said we could use this session to work on debugging these. I mean, are there any questions about the Posit Connect and how it works or anything like that? Like, because again, we just decided this yesterday, so I haven't fully, worked on the whole thing, but if anything's unclear, please speak up. Oh, and also with these, if they don't, or what's going to happen, what we're planning to happen is that if app is already referenced in a manuscript that we published, well, actually all of them, but I'm just saying, like, for instance, if something's already published in a manuscript and the link is to shinyapps.io, what we're going to do is we're going to work on creating redirect links. So this one right here is actually just a test redirect. So this is something that we can do and does work. So basically it takes us from the Shiny apps to when it loads. When it loads, it'll redirect us back to the instance of this file on interactive.lib.org. Just having slow connection this morning, I guess.
No, it's just powering up the computer on Shiny apps.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. We got the redirect. So our data, we got redirected because I used the single nucleus RNA nucleus accumbens data for this, so it redirected to that data.
Is the layout and functionality exactly the same, like the actual app? It's just
the actual app is exactly the same. It's just hosted in a different spot. Yeah.
Before, each of them were hosted on maximum 8 GB instances. And now they're all hosted on the same server. It has more resources. Of course, there is the same server, so like if you have like tons of users across many apps, the server itself can run out of resources.
So what's the limit on the new server?
I mean, I forget what we're paying for right now.
Get the cloud hosted.
Yeah, it's cloud hosted. So we can always beef it up.
I think right now it's set up to individually like 32 or something.
You can go to interactive.lib.org and show them the system path. So like, I think if you go to like system checks or processes, one of those, or maybe metrics, you can see like how much memory there is.
124. Okay.
And
It's like right on the bottom right.
Oh yeah.
What's the cloud service that's being used?
Amazon.
Amazon. Okay.
Yeah. So it's hosted on AWS.
So as long as they stay in business.
I mean, you could always change it.
Yeah.
So Shiny or Posit themselves aren't like hosting.
So by the server being on all the time, then in theory, like apps load a lot faster. Because like on Shiny apps that I like, even right now for that redirect, you had to wait for an instance to wake up to then have all the stuff installed to then like actually open R in Shiny app, the Shiny app itself. Here, like things will load a bit faster. Also because before you could only upload 5 gigabytes of disk files. Here you can upload more. Then you can have like larger on disk objects that have like lower in-memory representations, such as like the HGA5 files. So a lot of new apps were actually recommending that people make them on HGA5 with HGA5R objects. So there'll be bigger objects, but then they can load a lot faster. And the apps in general are going to be like a lot more responsive.
For the individual apps, do you also have the option to expand memory storage?
They're all in the same server.
Well, you mentioned you can like buy more memory for the server at some point.
Yeah,
It's a system-wide thing, is what he's saying.
So it's not individual.
Yeah, it's a shared pool. Now, I think there is
you can set a maximum memory per app.
per instance. I think there's a max per instance, and maybe if Geo knows, but otherwise, if not, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, there is a per instance. And yes, to KJ's question, yeah, some of the spatial transcriptomics objects started to get quite large. And I know, for instance, Leo has managed to load the
I loaded the dataset with 120 samples.
for the DLPSC project, one of the newer DLPSC projects that has 100 plus samples on it. So it works, it loads, and it's one of the apps that's in here. So also, if you missed the very beginning, they're also the other impetus is the fact that they're actually shutting down the shinyapps.io platform as well.
But they're gonna move away from Shiny apps into a Posit Connect instance setup, hosted. We don't know exactly where. Let's just say it's hosted on Posit itself. So starting January 1st, 2027, there's going to be 2 Posit Connects. And like we'll have like 2 of them. The old one is just because that's going to maintain the shinyapps.io redirects. And because we have publications that have those links, we'll need to keep it active for maybe a few years until like people get used to a new website that we're going to build. We're going to list all of the apps. Right now, there's like no website where you can just browse and find like what are all the apps we have.
Yes, right now everything is
Find
like
them.
per manuscript, like mention of the apps, or like a website that points to the apps or something like that. But there's no like Leo was saying, there's no unified section. So this is something we want to definitely build out, to have a unified section where people can all look at the same apps. Because I mean, like for example, with DLPSC, right? We've performed at this point a bunch of different manuscripts for the DLPSC, right? So I can imagine it would be nice if you're looking at one data set, maybe it'd be interesting to start looking at the other data sets and apps as well, right?
To get more user base.
Yeah.
Accessibility is increased too.
Yeah. So I mean, like you said, I think that would be a nice feature that we can offer for everybody to make all of these available. So unless there's any other questions, we're going to move on to sort of debugging sort of some of the last couple apps. It's probably some simple things that probably aren't that big of a deal. The first one, Leo said I can work with the Minisha to work with that one. This one was never used, and it doesn't even work on shinyapps.io, so we're going to ignore that one. But I think this one was a locked app so we can ignore. So one of them we want to check out was this Tran ACC and tabs.
2021 version.
And so this is what it looks for. Like, by the way, this was what it looks like from this like content section. You could set access to it over here, right? So like anybody can access it, or only Posit Connect users on this instance connect. Okay, right. So we have this reload thing, and then like the link that you would get would be this link down here, and that was what we use in script. Yeah, not all of these logs are super helpful. I don't know what
What is there above? Like fire above, like at the end of something about that.
maybe the color palette that you use.
There's some problem with the color setup then, right? And then can you run it locally?
There's something that's
Or let's go to your app.r script. You have the app.r script on GitHub, right?
yeah, I mean, just get up.
You have it there, lab apps.
That's it. But it's under miscellaneous region.
Apps, that's where you have it. Yeah. You're gonna try and run it locally then? You know the data, your laptop.
All right.
We have the wrong path then on your scripts.
Yeah,
You're not
maybe it's the
loading
wrong name. No.
the process data. I don't see the process data.
Yeah, process data here.
Not in your script. Sorry. Which one is it? Trying process data.
It's this region. This region. So this region SACC Tran 2021 S capitalization is region process.
Can you just run the lines one by one instead of in a block?
Oh,
Pretty.
this should be.
I guess you never changed
Yeah.
our session to, you go to session, set work. So,
Oh, the here is still pointing to the wrong place.
did you clone the repo or if you clone the repo, you should have the .git file.
Yeah, here. I mean, see the icons. Do you know how to see the dot?
I mean, if you open the terminal, it should be pretty easy. You type git status, like not that terminal, the one on RStudio. You type git status, and like if it isn't inside of a repository, so this one is different path.
Yeah, that's what I was. So the path is.
Do you need to go up to directory, then into Posit Connect Shiny apps?
I need to go to what?
Go up to directories on the terminal, type cd space
Yeah.
/ and Posit Connect.
Okay, I got you.
I think, or we went to
Oh, too much. There it is.
now type git status. Well, so it does have a .here file.
Yeah.
So on the console, you type here. What does it give you back?
That's what I found.
And where is your working directory? Well, it says above, notice documents, projects, code, Posit Connect, inscription. So it's kind of weird that here's not working unless you have a .here. Users right Miller.
Yeah, I think there's one in here as well.
Can you delete that one?
Okay.
Like on the terminal. It's probably easy. And you don't have a GitHub repository there, do you? Okay. I don't know why here is failing, but I guess you can change your line of code to then actually use a hard path just to load these data, because that's not the problem that you're having on Posit Connect. When I go into MISC, region, SACC, WB, then you can, okay, here. You want to assign that SC small. You'll need to do something similar for the color subject. Wrong window. Then you can keep running code and like,
I wasn't sure if it was still I can't see the line there.
before you, keep going, but don't run
just get the initial thing.
So what I'm curious about is, can you show us the cell colors object, like the warnings and stuff that you got on the servers were related to colors.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll want to know like what is the length of it, what is the class, like more information about that object.
So what was the object of groups? Actually, colors.
So on your console, can you show us the object, the cell colors object? Just print it. What is the length of it?
Is it length or is it just dimension?
Cool. And so there we have a little function there. We see donor equals function. So I guess that's the color for the donors. And then cell type, it says from our object cell colors. Just remove anything that says drop. So can you run that line that says cell colors, open square brackets, grep L. Just run it from the script. You don't want to type it.
What's that? From the script you said?
Don't run the whole thing.
Okay.
Just run the line that says cell colors, square bracket, exclamation point.
I don't see it.
The very bottom.
Okay, this time.
That's okay. Yeah.
Your choice of colors is not actually letting us see the line colors. It shows the varsity colors. Otherwise, we could tell you. I think it's like line 173.
Oh yeah, it doesn't show up very well on this screen.
Cool. Okay, so that seems to work. I'm gonna guess it's maybe around 25, 26. Look, I see two of them less, so it's
Yeah,
maybe 25.
looks like.
So now run the app and we'll see what happens. And so this seemed to work,
Okay.
and then it crashed pretty fast. So let's go at the very beginning, like higher up in your console. Okay, cool. So try listening.
Yeah, so that's the first thing I ran into was that breaks color.
And so then it's giving us a full trace back. Right. Eventually it's running like that, a color ramp 2 function. It looks like this is something from IC, something about the heat map. So can you run the app without the initial equals initial? Just comment out the line that is initial equal initial. I think actually had to stop the first one. So I think in this case, you might just need to like try to recreate the initial. It sounds like something in the initial is broken.
Okay.
Now this initial script is pretty long. You can try to find like the part of the heat map. So you see like, for example, well, yeah,
I think it's,
you went too high up, so let me further that.
what's that?
It's for, hey, you're going too fast. So, you know, a lot of these looks okay, but then there's some stuff about colors, I guess, at some point. So there's more code to the right that we're not seeing, but can't really see anything obvious to me. So what I'm guessing is that like as IC has evolved over time, they actually edited the heat map component. So probably the initial script that we have here
It's formatted.
is like an old version of it, and we need to like update it somehow.
Okay.
So since there's other apps actually from the same project that are working.
Yeah.
I think what you'll need to do is like you'll need to look at like how those apps look,
okay,
and then try to like set up a configuration for these other apps, like completely mimics it.
Using the setup for those. Okay. Yeah, because there's a bunch of those train 2021s, right?
Yeah. And so in particular, in this case, can you go to GitHub/library, then search 10x among the repositories. Actually, it's already there. 10x pilot, seek lib starting, seek lib higher. Then if you go to Shiny apps, the directory, Shiny_apps, then go to in this case, sorry, can you scroll further down? Let's go to like 08 clean as ACC. Let's see, just create this. Yeah, I have this function called create_app. If we go up one directory, then go to the, I think 008 clean functions. Sorry, 00_ clean functions. You know, I have a few things here where like basically since we're making these same apps across a bunch of different things. I like made a few functions for making this process a little bit easier. Eventually though, create app over here. What I did was, for example, I'm using these templates. So you can see that it's line 173, for example, is saying like, use this template from this app.r and other things. I don't remember if if on the templates directory had like an initial R. So if you go to that directory, you know, okay, I don't have that. Okay, so I guess I did make each of these apps one by one, and then one by one I set the initial, right?
Oh, you're there.
Oh, in the app. Okay, cool.
In the app,
yeah. So I set these templates. There were just a few things that I was changing. So for example, all the stuff that is templated is like the stuff that has like the double curly brackets. But I guess I went up just to figure out like exactly what we need to change on the heat map side of things.
Okay.
And then basically update this template. I guess they're talking about like the resources. But that would be the path forward for debugging this one.
Okay.
You had a special IBD app that you needed to debug.
What's that?
You have a special IBD app that you need to debug. What is the error there?
This one might not.
If you're running locally, can you reproduce an error? Let's see if there is one that ends with node_10x. It's in the middle. Let's see if I guess your Q here stuff is still gonna fail then.
Oh.
I don't know why
I
you're
had,
here.
I had this working before, so I don't know why. Oh, you know what? I think the computer updated and had to restart. And so I think you have to tell it to go, right? This one needs spatial. I was looking for the document.
Oh, so you're missing some extra files. Oh, it's there. You probably need to set the working directory to the actual. Try it again. That's cool. An error. What is the error?
Oh, speaker down.
No, that's a warning. Further up. Oh, that's the thing.
This is the first thing. It just says cannot open the connection.
Okay, try running and commenting out the dots path. It's a line. I can't really see the numbers. The second to last line that you have.
This one, that's fast.
Yeah. Cool. So we can figure out later then what if the documentation files that you have, if they're outdated. Which they might.
Okay. Like I said, the vast majority, there was 94 apps and like 7 or 8 of them. Some of them we don't even want to keep anyway, but only 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah, so this is even after you downloaded like all the files from Shiny apps.
Yeah.
Right. So that allows you to download whatever data was uploaded and whatever scripts were.
Yeah, everything's just in a GZ file and you know, you expand it and all this. I've actually basically all this stuff is in there.
Yeah. So I do think I have the documentation files at some point for spatial IBD. So maybe this problem has already been solved.
Okay.
And the IC error that we're seeing is related to the heat map, which I know for sure has been updated across time on the IC package. I don't know why it's only failing on that one IC instance because you have like other ones from the same period of time.
Yeah.
But yeah. And so like I can see that this is like anyone I guess migrating Shiny apps is gonna face this problem of like so they're gonna have some old apps where like things don't run anymore with current versions of the R packages. That's basically the same problem you have with Shiny CSV, which is like further down the line. Like you don't even have them in orange.
Yeah.
Because I haven't maintained this package in quite a while. I'm sure that there's some problems to be solved because the dependencies broke.
Yeah.
What are your other ones that you have to solve?
So DACC, you told me just to ask the people.
Oh, they might not even need it,
They
right?
might not even need that one.
And then
and
this
then the
bulb lateral septum.
This is the only other one that we need. So basically 3 of them.
Do you mind like showing that one? I don't know. We didn't talk about going over that one today, but
Okay.
I'm just curious what's the error there. My guess is that this is also like an IC app. We look at the app.r code. Yeah, it's an IC app. So this might be one of those that also has a problem with the heat map. You do have a source read code from the web.
Well, yeah, this is yes.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen that in your other scripts.
Oh, yeah. That's because this one had loaded a separate initial. Because the other ones, they were embedded within the app.r.
But that works like it's your source.
Yeah, it works for, there's other apps that are made that way.
Okay. Yeah, my guess is this also has to do with the heat map.
Although there is no
That's just the beginning, no? Is
That's the entire thing.
That's the entire thing? Cool. Can you run it? Let's see if you might need to do the same thing again about like loading the data.
Yeah.
Linear error.
So still, I mean, I guess that it was kind of
Give us an error.
Yeah.
Yes. This is probably one of those that if you run it without the initial line, you probably don't get the error. I can't really see the line numbers, but it's like you went too far up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Still get it. So then this has to be, it says like the errors has to do with the experiment color map, which is defined further below. So the line just below initial says color map, experiment color map, etc. So you would need to come from someone that is more familiar with IC. But is it something of like the error has to do with that object?
Yeah.
So if you comment out all of those lines of the color map, that probably like just works. You select all those lines, you can then just press. If you go to the magic one, then you can say like comment lines. It's in the middle. You have an extra comma at the end of that title. It's up to that. And yeah, those 2 parentheses. Yeah, an extra one.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.
Okay.
And there, I think like Manisha and Luis, other people who have experience with IC apps can help you more. Plugin these 2 IC apps.
Okay.
And then I can help you with the spatial IBD one that basically I think how that documentation MD file was made.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, everyone. Have a good weekend.